Welcome to a channel update for December. My name is Nilaus, and this is a channel update for what's going on here on YouTube and over on Twitch, and just kind of catch you up on what I'm working on and what has happened and what's upcoming. So we have a number of things to go through. I do it the way I usually do, so that we have a good chance of going through all of it in good time. So basically, just some general things, then we'll talk about what's going on YouTube, and then go what's going on Twitch, and then we'll talk a bit about what's upcoming, and then for you to give feedback as well. Let's talk a bit about some general things. Well, on the last update, I mentioned that I was resurrecting my VOD channel. It's Nilaus TV, so you can find it. There should be a link in this video. Actually, there should be a link in all my videos, but there's also definitely a link somewhere on my YouTube main channel, or you can just search on YouTube for Nilaus TV. It's basically my VOD channel. You can see some stats somewhere on the screen for how the first month has gone, and you can see that I'm really happy that you have chosen to support it. It shows that it's worthwhile doing. It's something that I have to do after every stream, that I have to export and upload and thumbnail, and I try to keep it as simple as possible, but it's something I have to do every day after a stream. So I'm really happy that you're liking it and finding it useful, because just a short notice that VODs are no longer safe to have on Twitch, because Twitch doesn't have a good way of handling DMCA copyright claims, and therefore you risk losing your Twitch channel. So the safer thing is, that's why there's no clips anymore on Twitch, unfortunately, and there are no VODs. VODs will stay on Twitch for 24 hours, and then as they go live on my YouTube VOD channel, they'll be removed from the Twitch. All that is manual things, but it's something that I want to do because you've asked for it. So I hope you appreciate it. If you want to catch some of the VODs for my Twitch streams, then that's the channel to look for it. Not all of the old ones are there, but some of the new ones, and everything going forward will be there. Now, another thing is this fall has been, for these sessions here, I've been talking very much about all of the upcoming interesting games that were sort of out of the normal Factorio category that I wanted to play, and it's been quite a fall. So quite a fall, yeah. Now it's also time to start looking back and just evaluating the performance and how this actually worked and how it affected sort of my channel, both on YouTube and Twitch. So let's just briefly go through the games that was released and how I responded to, how I felt about it. So first one was Sekiro, the expansion. I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun. I played the whole game. I did a deathless let's play 100% playthrough of Sekiro. So it was on YouTube. I loved it, but there was barely any interest. It's not surprising, but it's such a shame, because I don't think there are a lot of people who can do Sekiro deathless, and I explained the lore, and the people who watched it, they loved it, and it was awesome. And I just also have to look at, there was a stupid amount of time I spent on that compared to the 300 views per episode. It is what it is. I loved it. I'm not going to regret it, but always like to see more people engaging with the content I create. So then there was the Doom Eternal expansion, and it was a bit too hectic for me. I thought it a bit stressful, and I could also see that when I streamed it on Twitch, there were barely any viewers, because it was just so frantic and loud and very opposite of what my streams are usually. So I abandoned it pretty quickly, and I think that was the right thing. It was kind of a fun thing, but it didn't resonate with the community at all, and it wasn't that fun anyway. So off we go, threw it to the wayside, and moving on to other things. Then the next one was Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'd very much looking forward to it. And as I started playing it, I really found it to be bland, boring, nothing special. It was just like, it didn't sort of hit any marks about sort of compelling story or great graphics or fantastic setting. Every single side quest was just silly and stupid and cringeworthy, and that kind of detracted a lot, and the main story wasn't that good. And there was a bit of interest, but not really sustainable, so we threw that to the side. I tried something on YouTube with focusing on the main story, and honestly, there wasn't any interest here either, so I had to abandon that as well. Then, so that's not the best start. Then came Demon Souls and the PS5 release. I was absolutely in love with Demon Souls and played it on stream, and there was some really good feedback and good engagement. I had a lot of fun, and I think that it worked really well with the community compared or considering it was something that was so far from the main gameplay of what we do here on the channel. So I'm really happy about it. Maybe it's also the fact that it's a kind of game that not a lot of you play. It's on a PS5 that unfortunately not a lot of people can get their hands on. So there might be like, okay, the only way to experience it would be watching it, and so you chose to watch it with me. I think that was pretty damn awesome. So after I played the first playthrough, I made a let's play or a walkthrough here on YouTube with a mage build, and that's ongoing and will end right before Christmas. This offers the same as the Sekiro, is that the people coming to the YouTube channel come for Factorio primarily, and then they see something else and go, whatever. And it's a bit of a shame. I have to take that into consideration moving forward, because it's a lot of effort to make. For Sekiro, it was 35 episodes, and for Demon Souls, it's going to be about 20 episodes. And it's a lot of effort to put in, and especially if it's not something that you have particular interest in. I do get a lot of good feedback from the people watching it, but I also have to figure out that we put the right things on the YouTube channel. So then came Cyberpunk, and I had planned, just cleared my calendar, looking forward to it, and it was just a massive disaster. It is a massive disaster. I absolutely hate it. I hate it because I wanted to love it, and it just wasn't worth it. The graphics were shit. Graphics errors, crashes, too much forced gunplay, and just characters with damage sponges. There was just like, there's no immersion in the world, and I absolutely hated it. I can't say I won't come back. I can't say I never won't come back. So now I didn't promise or not promise anything. But right now I have no interest in Cyberpunk, and there wasn't any particular interest on the community either. So it's if there's something that I absolutely love, I will continue, even though there's a marginal interest. But as a streamer, content creator, I get more enjoyment out of it if you also enjoy it. So that's kind of a symbiotic relationship we have there. And yeah, this was not fun. So that kind of left a vacuum also now release-wise. There are no really big games upcoming, at least that I can see, and I have to sort of think about what's happening then. The funny thing is that I hadn't even considered Oxygen Not Included, because I kind of got a bit tired of it, and then the new release came on, the new patch came on, and at first I got really confused, because I easily get confused, but as I learned more about it, I actually started really loving it. And I could also see that the community loved it. So you guys loved my Twitch streams of Oxygen Not Included, so they're gonna keep going now. And also started making some YouTube tutorials here. I wish I could reach a broader audience, because I think they're actually really good. And let me know what you think about them. And yeah, I want to do more of this kind of standalone. So if you have any ideas for Oxygen Not Included content here on YouTube, then let me know. I probably won't do a full Let's Play, because then it kind of, what's the difference between a Let's Play on YouTube and Let's Play on Twitch? And I think the game in itself is so slow that for YouTube, you actually have to do a lot of cutting. You have to record maybe 2 hours and then cut it down to half an hour for it to sort of make sense. And I'd much rather do those 2 hours as a stream content where we talk about and get distracted and build stuff and just have a good time while doing it, instead of me just sitting there, camera, or not camera, but recording, and have to be quiet and then sort of make these short bursts of activity. It's not really my style. I'd much rather do that kind of thing as a stream content. So I think the Let's Play will be on YouTube, but I want to do more Let's Play will be on Twitch, and the YouTube will be more sort of standalone guides, tutorials, that kind of thing. So throw it at me in the comment section what you want to see. Now, before we go into the YouTube and Twitch thing, what's ongoing there, let me just cover a bit about sponsorships, because I get asked this a bit, and also sort of get some feedback on comment sections about some things. Well, the way I want to run this channel is here on YouTube, and also on Twitch for that matter, is that I don't like those sponsorships where I do a Factorio Let's Plays, and then I break, and then I take 30 seconds to advertise Square VPN shaving products. And yeah, see, shaving products wouldn't really make sense, would it? I don't like this. I find it really jarring to watch YouTube like that. So I don't want to, this is my statement right now, is I don't want to do it. I do get a lot of offers for that kind of thing, but I'm not interested in doing it because I think it detracts from the experience at watching something on YouTube. And also sponsored live streams, sponsored videos, I will only do those if it's a game I have an interest in anyway. So I'm not going to take sponsorships for games that I have no interest in just to do the sponsorship. So that's basically because I want to give you like the honest impression that this is what you see is what I like to do and have that connection. Of course, it also means that I have a greater reliance on Patreon, and that's why I mention Patreon in a lot of my videos, because I know that these kind of things, you have to mention it 7 times before someone who might actually feel an interest in supporting actually clicks the damn link and goes there and fills it out, and you know that there's a lot of leeway there. So I'm going to mention it. I hope you can accept that I mention it. There's no obligation at all, but it's the way that I make this thing work so that I don't have to do these kind of Square VPN shaving products bits inside my videos, or specifically sponsored videos that are sort of promoting a game that I might not really actually promote, but you know, they pay me to promote it, so I'll do it. I want to avoid that, and so that's why. And that's also hopefully an explanation why I mentioned Patreon, because it is kind of what I would prefer, because there is a direct link between you and me, and it also allows me to take the Patreons and put them in as dupes in my Oxygen Not Included series, and you know, all those cool things that we can have that interaction and we can have those cool stories about what happens, and I love that, and I want to try to do more of that. So hit me up with ideas what we can do for future interaction, both in Factorio, Oxygen Not Included, Satisfactory, Darkest Dungeon, you know, all the games that are possible. We can do some cool things with the tribute to the lovely patrons. So a big thank you to all the patrons, and then we'll move on. Let's deep dive into YouTube and what's going on here. Maybe you've noticed that every Sunday I am releasing a short post on YouTube, just highlighting the schedule for next week, and I like it. I don't know if it's useful for any of you. Let me know if you find it useful, interesting, irrelevant. But I just feel that I have this, I want to give information about what I do, because only the people who are like at the core of the community know exactly that, okay, I'm changing this stream, I'm doing this, and now this one is starting up. But I want to sort of let it reach a bit wider, also to make sure that the people watching on YouTube also know that there's a lot of things going on Twitch, and maybe you want to come on over there as well. So let me know if you like these posts. And also, of course, this weekend I'll be releasing this video instead. Now, Factorio, yeah, that's why you're here, right? We have a new series. The previous one, the Megabase, the Deathworld Megabase ended. The Great Escape from now is, and I absolutely love that series, and you loved it as well. And it was both sad to see it go, but it was also time, because we were reaching episode 70 on the second transition of it, and that was just a lot. So time for something fresh. I really love the fact that I could use it as an attraction for Patreons, and now I do something else, and I try my very best to come up with new ideas and concepts for Factorio. This is season 48, so it is difficult to come up with new things, but I think I hit the mark on something that's very different. This reverse Megabase that I started, and I really like it. It's something different, where I designed the Megabase without sort of all the trivial parts, and I did this because I wanted to avoid the stage where I basically take my masterclass blueprints and just stamp them down, and then have 20 episodes of getting to the Megabase build, and by the time we get to the Megabase build, maybe some people will have lost interest because, hey, haven't we seen this before? So we skip all of that, and we started with starting with the Science Depot for 3,000 science per minute, and then work our way backwards. And I love doing it. It is a lot more difficult for me to record these sessions. Almost all of the sessions I'd had to do re-recordings, because of sort of I have to find something that I can do in about 30 minutes, maybe a bit more, but about 30 minutes, and has to sort of deliver something, and at the same time it has to work. And sometimes you build something and then you just go like, all right, this is a dead end. I've spent 15 minutes designing something, reverse, go back, and then re-record. So it takes a lot of time for me, but I'm I'm really happy with the feedback, even though it's something completely different from all the other Let's Plays we've done. Then I really appreciate the support. I'm having a blast with it. So this is it's cool to be able to find something new to do, and especially with version 1.1 coming out, that's also like lots of interesting new things and better performance as well. Other things, I have the masterclass. I'm honestly kind of running out of ideas for masterclass, so hit me up with new ideas or old ideas, something you want to see as a masterclass in Factorio. I really need you to help me come up with good ideas, because I don't think I think we've covered pretty much all parts of the game. And yeah, but let me know. I need good ideas. Another thing that I've started is the base tour. I just did a few things, and it was really cool. It's really cool for me to get inspired by what you have built, and it's also probably pretty cool for you to see something that isn't just my way of building, but we can go through it together. And I need to learn as well how to do the camera movement a bit more smooth and sort of a good transition. So I now have one more base that I am working on, but basically send more bases. Just let me know something that's primarily vanilla. It should have something interesting. It doesn't have to be the biggest base ever, but there should be something that's, oh, I did an all belt base, or I did an all robot base, or something that makes it interesting for other people to see. Not just, hey, I built a base and launched a rocket. And we probably all see those bases before. So send them. I love to see it. I love to do base tours of it. If you find some other bases here and there that someone's sharing, maybe on Reddit or Steam forums or the official Discord, and you might think it might be interesting for me, let me know on Discord so I can find it and reach out to the person and ask if I can do a base tour. So, non-Factorio content here on YouTube. Well, the Demon Souls I mentioned, that is ongoing. It will end in about a week's time, I think. And also Oxygen Not Included. As I also mentioned, I want to do some non-episodal content here on YouTube. Some tutorials primarily. So again, let me know what you'd like to see for Oxygen Not Included. Other things I don't really have any intention of right now starting up on the YouTube, but again, let me know if you have something you think would fit very well to the community, to the channel, to my style as well. Now on Twitch, it's actually going to be pretty simple moving forward. We have Christmas coming up, but I'm going to try to maintain my schedule as much as possible. There will be a few days off, but next week is definitely going to be just standard, and sort of the rest of the year will probably be pretty much the same schedule, which will basically be, since I'm streaming, I have to let you know, it's on Twitch TV/Nilaus. And I really think you should drop by if you have the time. I stream 6 days a week at 8 p.m. Central European time. And if it's possible for you to drop by, at least just to say hi, I really appreciate it. It's always nice to see new people around. So I'm going to be basically my schedule has been pretty fixed for the last many months this fall. Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays is Factorio. I have an ongoing Let's Play. This is currently a Factorio Krastorissimo base, which is super awesome, very different. It's heavily modded, and I'm blown away by the interaction and the support from the community. I think this is also like maybe something about being able to get your buildings in the game with your name on it it has a certain appeal to it. So that's super fun, and it's gonna run probably the rest of the year, and then January we'll find something new to come up with there. The other days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, will be, moving forward, will be Oxygen Not Included. That is at least the plan right now. And of course, if new games comes up and we want to try it, then I'll just take one of those non-Factorio days out, maybe a Friday out, and try some new game if something new comes up. And that's basically what's going to happen on Twitch. No morning streams, just those 6 evenings. That's how we're going forward. Lastly, let's just talk a bit about upcoming games, because there is, in February, March, April, May, whenever it comes out, Satisfactory new update. I'm going to return to Satisfactory when that comes out, so cue the yays in chat, but I'm not going to do it any before that. So I'm just going to go in on the new release, probably start a new base. We have to figure out how we do it, and just go back in and accept that it's a slow game. And I think that's the mental preparation I have to do, that I have to be okay with laying down foundations for half an hour, and then we just spend the time on, and it's going to be on Twitch, and then we'll spend the time on talking about life and the world, and not politics and not religion, but other more interesting things such as management and games and fun things that you've experienced during me just plopping down foundations. So we're gonna go back to Satisfactory when that new release comes up. You heard it here first. Other things, I am honestly looking for new games in sort of the category of what we're looking for. I know that there's a Darkest Dungeon 2 on the horizon, but we have no idea if that's going to be summer or spring or whenever it's going to be. But it's on the horizon and I'm really looking forward to it. I have some old games that I like to do. Oh, by the way, when I talk about I'd like to get the recommendations, it's recommendation for upcoming games. I don't want to have recommendations for games that have been out for 3 years, because I've spotted those and I've considered them and I'm not interested. It's about upcoming games. If you hear about a new base building game or something, then share it with me. I'd love to be sort of getting in on the ground floor of the next big thing. I'm really looking forward to that thing, but I haven't really found any new sort of base building or strategic games that fit very well to our category, or puzzle games for that matter. I also absolutely love those. I'd love to play a puzzle game when it's bright new instead of just rehashing old stuff. But there are some old games that I'd like to play, and that's primarily in sort of in building up the hype to new games. For example, there's a God of War 2, I guess, coming to PlayStation 5 sometime. My guess would be April, May, that kind of thing. No indication. That just makes sense for me. So I want to play the old God of War before that. And I'd like to put it on YouTube because it fits better on YouTube, but I don't know. And I'm honestly quite good at that, so I'd like to do that. Similarly with Horizon Zero Dawn, I've gotten recommended, never played it, but I'd like to play it when we know when the new Horizon Zero Dawn whatever is coming out. So sort of building up hype to a new game by playing the old one first, I think that would be an excellent way, and it'll hopefully sort of get some continuity there. Also, of course, I want to do Dark Souls 3 because, hey, I've loved the Soulsborne and I'm not bad at them. So those, I definitely want to go through Dark Souls 3. I'm not going to do 1 or 2 because they are old, but Dark Souls 3, I'll definitely try that. So that's basically what I have for you on updates. It was a bit long. I feel it was a bit long, but I hope that you got all the way through it. One more thing that I didn't mention that I should mention is Twitter. I've just gotten 1,000 followers on Twitter, which is a minor milestone, but it's a milestone for me nonetheless. I try to post something a couple of times a week, and the thing that I want to do with my Twitter is I'm not going to use it for saying I'm live now or there's this video on YouTube, unless it's something specific event that we're going to do and then sort of build up the hype. So you shouldn't see like useless messages about that. I'm also being very careful not to use Twitter as a I think this sucks, so trying to funny stories, quirks, interesting things, but not ranting and not sort of service announcements. That's basically my idea of what I want to use Twitter for. So if you want to follow me, I am at Christian Nilaus. The link is also in the description below. So see you there as well. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for supporting. I hope to see you either here on YouTube, over on Twitch, on Discord, or maybe on Twitter. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay effective.